So usually I'm in here, but today I'm stepping out because this is real. And that, while technically real, it was a setup. It was a shot that I planned to trick you for a few seconds. You know, and it's just a simulation. That's what the internet is, right? It's just a simulation. And it's somehow turned from a tool that we use into a place that we live. And that's weird. I mean, look around. This is real. And I know I'm not preaching to a bunch of people who spend all their time indoors. I know a lot of us want to be out here, but a lot of times there's just something holding us back. Years ago, I moved to Arizona, and when I did, I felt incredibly free. Everything felt new, and I had this sense of adventure, and I just wanted to be outside all the time. But then I moved back here, and that sense of adventure left. That newness wore off. Everything felt boring again. And this is where I started being on my phone a lot more. I started living in this simulation again because I guess the world around me felt too familiar. But the truth is, nothing's actually boring. I just stopped paying attention. I mean, I used to genuinely think the grass was greener everywhere else. And I drove 2,000 miles across the country, and I found things that I loved everywhere. Even in Texas, driving for 100 miles and not seeing anything but land and sky and miles of wind turbines. I remember thinking how cool it was seeing those things spin and work to keep the power going. And in Oklahoma, where the sky felt huge because other than in Oklahoma City, there weren't a lot of billboards or really much of anything to block your view. And in New Mexico, seeing tumbleweeds bounce across the road and just thinking like, look at those things go, you know? I don't see that every day, and it felt special in that moment. And that's the thing, I forgot how to have those moments for a while. Like when I was back in Arizona, I worked 3 12-hour shifts in a row. And I told myself, I've got 4 days off. I'm gonna do everything. You know, I was outside all the time. So where did I go? Why did I move back and lose that adventurous side? I mean, I was on my phone a lot on apps like Instagram and even TikTok at the time. I mean, there was just always new content. Just every day felt new to me. It was just way easier. And maybe I had this idea in my head that I already knew this city, so why even bother? But now I find that every little place I go and explore, I find something new. Nature refreshes just like your feed. I mean, everything around me today is different than yesterday. You know, the way the air feels, the way the sun is shining, the animals around me, everything is new. I mean, the water right here is constantly changing. I'm just looking at how the water is moving over these rocks, and I know that the water molecules here will be 100 feet away in a minute. Each second, I'm seeing a different group of molecules making their way downstream, and they probably all came from different places, and they might all end up different places, but for right now, I'm watching part of their journey, and each second, a new journey. But let me get back to the point here. The internet. I mean, I still use it. Obviously, I'm here posting on YouTube, and I do still take time out of my day to sit down and watch YouTube videos occasionally, and it's people I've subscribed to, you know, people that I fully trust with my time. But the point still stands. The internet has completely changed how a lot of us live our lives and how we feel about ourselves. I spent years comparing myself to people on a screen, struggling with an insecurity that I could not shake. And that was my hair. I tried every style, every trick. I even bleached it to make it look cool for other people. I was exhausted trying to keep up this image, and I realized I wasn't even doing it for me anymore. I was doing it for everyone else. So I just shaved it off. I needed to see what was left when I stopped trying to be someone else. So here I am. But even then, it's March 21st for me, but for you, it isn't. You're seeing me in the past right now. This version of me right here doesn't exist. I'm not real. I mean, I'm just light on a screen, and the real me is far away. But I'm glad you're here for this, because even if this version of me isn't real, what I'm seeing right now definitely is. I mean, these trees are real, these squirrels, these birds, and the water here is very real. And it puts things into perspective, because I mentioned earlier how it's moving slowly and calmly. And I believe a lot of us are going through life the same way right now, slow and calm. We are here right now, but we're headed towards something bigger. By the time you watch this video, this water here will have reached the river. And if you're watching later, it's reached the ocean. And that makes me so happy to think about how the water here is so peaceful and honestly unaware. It doesn't even know that eventually it's going to be part of this big body of water, these big tides and these massive waves. By the time you see this video, this water here will be making a lot more noise.